Most contractors don't fail because of bad luck. They fail because of simple mistakes that pile up fast. And sometimes these simple mistakes can have you ending up on TV with Judge Judy.
Why you didn't put in the insulation?
It just slipped our mind. And
okay, so it was a mistake.
Whether it's poor estimating, skipping proper contracts, or ignoring cash flow, these slip-ups can eat your reputation alive and potentially get you on the national news. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 of the most common and damaging mistakes I see contractors make, and more importantly, how to avoid them before they cost you your time, your money, and reputation. And the last mistake was so public and so brutal that it left this award-winning builder in a spot that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And if you happen to be already making one of these mistakes, don't worry, I'll show you exactly how to fix it before it's too late. Let's jump into mistake number 1, prioritizing the quality of the work over the quality of the mind of the customer. This one's tricky because the work itself might be solid, but in construction, how a customer feels about the experience can matter as much as the final result. So let's look at what happens when that part gets overlooked.
Why you didn't put in the insulation?
It just slipped our mind. And
okay, so it was a mistake.
Here's what happened. John, an experienced contractor, sent his 33-year-old son, Michael, to handle a bathroom renovation. Michael installed an entire ceiling, then realized that he forgot the insulation and had to tear it all down. And when installing plumbing for the washer and dryer hookups, the pipes ended up protruding from the wall. His explanation kept changing about whether he communicated this properly. And when the client asked John to come and finish the job himself or send maybe somebody who's more qualified, he refused and couldn't provide help for 2 to 3 weeks. The project completely collapsed, with the client having to hold their tools hostage until she got $2,000 back, which then led us to this situation in court. We may never really know what happened between them and the client, but this is a prime example of how project perception can trump project perfection. Should probably make that into a t-shirt. But this happens because most contractors are craftsmen first. We take pride in obviously perfect cuts, flawless finishes, and work that will last decades, and we assume that delivering great work automatically equals happy customers. It seems logical that focusing on perfect execution should make clients happy. Plus, you can control the work quality, but client emotions can feel unpredictable. So here's the hidden cost. A client with a stressed mindset will find problems with even perfect work. Meanwhile, a client with peace of mind will overlook minor imperfection. You can build a beautiful kitchen, but if the client spends 3 weeks wondering when you're going to show up, what that noise was about, they're just going to focus on the stress, not the craftsmanship. So if you're currently focusing on only work quality, do these 3 things. Number 1, start with weekly progress updates immediately. Send photos and brief explanations every Friday to keep clients informed. And here's a pro tip. Look at this. When they argued, they were arguing over if the pipe was installed before they came or not. So take photos before as well. And for current projects, call your active clients and send them photos. Tell them what's been happening on the job site. 2, explain your process up front. Tell clients what to expect and when to expect it, and why certain steps might take time. Number 3, do occasional temp checks. Ask for how they feel things are going. Be receptive to the criticism and try to identify potential concerns that the client might fester on before a blow-up happens. So here's your prevention system. Remember that you're not just managing a construction project, you're managing the homeowner or the main stakeholder if you're doing a commercial job. A calm and informed client will refer you to their network. A stressed client won't, regardless of work quality. Now, you might be wondering, okay, how does Amr have any authority to speak on this subject? So let me tell you, my contracting business had 14 employees, a sales rep, and a foreman when I was just 21 years old. My business looked a little bit like this, and I had over 40 hours a week of free time to spare. And for the last 5 years, I've been the CEO and co-founder of Contracting.com, where we help over 600 contractors and remodelers do the same. And to my knowledge, we have the most video testimonial success stories in the entire industry. Back to the video. Mistake number 2. Underestimating renovation unknowns. This was a nightmare scenario that I actually had to face myself. I was 18 and I just booked my biggest project of all time. Exciting, right? It was a $14,000 railing job and it was with a high quality contractor. The problem is I underquoted it badly. I almost had a panic attack when I realized that to finish the job, I would have needed to go $8,000 in debt. My plan to pay off my student debt with this job was about to put me deeper in the hole. Although in my case it was a lack of experience that caused this massive slip up, it doesn't mean that experience makes you immune to this trap. I've seen guys with years of experience and a massive business make this simple oversight. Here's why this is so easy to fall into. So for example, when you're estimating a kitchen remodel, you can see the cabinets, countertops, and flooring that need replacing. But what you can't see is the electrical that's not up to code behind the walls or the plumbing that needs updating. We estimate based on what's visible because that's our training. We're visual problem solvers. And the thing is, renovations can be full of invisible problems that you can never see coming. Literally seeing contractors lose $15,000 plus on a single job that they thought they were profitable on because they didn't account for hidden issues. So how do you prevent this? 1, I want you to add a 10% contingency to every renovation estimate going forward with blind spots. 2, for current jobs where you find problems, use your change order system with pre-approved hourly rates and make sure you explain this to the client beforehand. 3, start documenting hidden issues you find to build a database for future estimates. So here's your new system. During the sale and before starting any renovation, explain to your clients that hidden conditions may require additional work. Get this in writing in your contract. Mistake number 3, poor cash flow management. We have a client who came to us in 2021 with an electrical business and things were bad. Him and his business partner were 3 weeks away from total bankruptcy. They had a bookkeeper, they were in business for years, yet their business was on its last breath, seemingly out of nowhere. So how could this happen? This is the silent killer. And you can have profitable jobs and still go out of business if you run out of cash between payments. Construction has cash flow challenges that are quite unique. You often buy materials up front, but you don't get paid until completion with a 30 to 60 day payment cycle. So you're essentially providing free financing to clients. According to the study, 82% of contractors face payment delays over 30 days, meaning there's a huge chance you watching right now may have experienced this at least once before. And without proper cash flow management, you're one delayed payment away from missing payroll or loan payments. And if you're struggling with cash flow right now, here's these 5 things you can do today. 1, negotiate payment terms immediately on current jobs, biweekly or weekly billing. 2, require larger deposits on new project, 35%, 50% minimum before starting. 3, invoice within 24 hours of completing work phases. 4, set up a line of credit for emergencies before you need it. And 5, for the long term, maintain 90 days of operating expenses in a separate account. This is your cash flow buffer. Before we get to mistake number 5, I need to warn you that the last mistake I'm about to show you made national news and almost destroyed both Contractors' reputation and an 83-year-old's client dream retirement. It's a communication disaster that could have prevented with one simple conversation, but instead it ended up with somebody living in a caravan and lawyers getting involved. So if you think communication issues are minor, wait till you see that. But first, let's talk about subcontractors. Mistake number 4. Not building reliable subcontractor relationships. 6 months ago, a contractor near Detroit, Michigan, who consumed my content came to me with a problem. He was working 70-hour weeks and losing money, and the strain of all those hours were causing him to lose his relationship with his family as well. Something needed to change ASAP. Most contractors wait until they need subs to start looking for them. But by then, the good ones are booked, and you're kind of stuck with whoever's available. So, what's the cost of poor subs? Let's start with that. Late arrivals, quality issues, no-shows. Each problem damages your reputation with clients and forces you to either fix problems yourself or find replacement subs mid-project, all of which will cost you precious time and money. But here's the flip side. There's also a cost of avoiding subs altogether. You can end up like that contractor I mentioned, working 70, 80-hour weeks, missing your kids' games, and actually losing money on jobs because you're trying to do electrical, plumbing, and tile work, which might take you longer than the specialist. And even if you were as fast, you can only work on one thing at a time, dragging the project into longer timelines, squeezing your cash flow. You become the bottleneck in your own business. Your family suffers, your health suffers, and ironically, your reputation suffers too because projects either drag on forever or aren't executed at the highest level. If you're currently dealing with unreliable subs, do these 3 things. Number 1, start building your backup network now. Visit suppliers and ask for their top 3 referrals per trade. 2, pick your good subs within 24 hours to become their priority contractor. 3, for immediate problems, be upfront with clients about sub issues and your plan to resolve them. And if you're avoiding subs due to fear of reputation damage, do these 4 things. 1, start small with low-risk projects to test out new subs. 2, stay on site during their first few jobs to ensure quality meets your standards. 3, remember that managing subs is a skill you can learn. It's not avoiding risk, it's managing risks. 4, build relationships with 3 reliable subs per trade before you need them, like I mentioned, and stay in touch during slow periods. Good subs remember contractors who communicate and pay promptly. Now, mistake number 5, mismanagement of client communication. And I want to show you exactly how devastating this can be with a real story that made national news for all the wrong reasons. Here's what happened. Howard, an 83-year-old client, thought he was getting a ground level house. The builder's contract said low set house. Both thought they were clear, but they meant completely different things. What meant before landscaping, what meant after landscaping. The result, Howard's stuck living in a caravan, the builder's withholding the house keys, and both are headed to court over a $70,000 final payment. This isn't just about one unhappy client. This story went national, damaging the builder's reputation. Howard's life savings are tied up, and both could be paying legal fees that might buy an entire new property or lot. So if you're having communication issues with current clients, do these 3 things. Number 1, just address any confusion immediately with a project meeting to clarify expectations. 2, document all agreements in writing with simple, non-technical language. Use photos and examples if needed. And 3, for ongoing disputes, bring in a neutral third party before lawyers get involved. And 4, send follow-up emails summarizing verbal agreements, just to confirm you understand that. Blank, 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 send. These prevention systems would have basically prevented Howard's situation, because the tragedy here is that this was preventable. 5 minutes of clarification during the contract phase could have saved both parties months of misery. Especially when you start becoming a larger and larger business, these systems must be drilled into your project managers and estimators. So here's your implementation roadmap. This week, add contingency buffers to all new estimates and start requiring written agreements. Next week, set up progress, billing systems, and identify reliable subs in your area. For the ongoing part, maintain consistent client communication and build your cash reserves. The key is fixing these one at a time. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Pick the mistake that's costing you the most money right now and focus there first. And if you want to know exactly what templates and systems you need for your contracting business, grab my 6 levels guide below. It includes the specific requirements you need to implement to prevent these mistakes and grow your business. And if this helped you identify which mistake to tackle first, let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe for more practical contractor business advice, and I will see you next week.